for joining me. I want to continue looking at ratio, looking at percentage increase or decrease using ratio, or increasing a given quantity or decreasing it using some ratios given. So now what I'm going to say before I go anywhere, you understand this, is that to increase, all right, this is the formula, this is the easiest way I can talk about this, is equal to multiplying the quantity that you've got times big, all right, over small. We understand this. And then to decrease something, all right, using ratio, is multiplying the given quantity by small over big. So these are the two things that I feel do work for me very well, and this is the easiest way I'm going to explain this. So let's look at the question. The question says increase 200 in the following ratios. So we've been given the ratio, which is 3:1. So because we've been asked to increase this, so all we are going to do is the quantity that we've got, we are increasing this, all right, would be equal to 200, all right, times big over small. The big ratio is 3 and then the small ratio is 1. So to increase 200 in the ratio 3:1, it's just the same as 200 times 3 divided by 1. If you do that nicely, you'd find that the answer to this one is 600. To answer part B, we increase 200 in the ratio 7:4. The same is the case, so we're going to say the quantity that we've got, so I'm going to write it here. The quantity that we've got, which is 200, all right, multiplying this big over small. That's just the thing that you need to get there, 7/4. If we do this nicely here, you'll find that you've got 1,400, 1,000, yes, if I'm not mistaken, 1,400 divided by 4, all right, you divide this by 4 to give you 350. So the answer to the second part would be 350 when we increase 200 in the ratio 7:4. So this is my little trick that I use. If we were asked to decrease, just remember that it's small over big. Okay, so when I say big, I mean the big ratio over small ratio, and then to decrease, you just do small ratio divided by big ratio, multiply that by whatever quantity that you've got. So the answer to the first one here is 600. The answer to the second one is 350. So that's the thing. So let's look at the second part here. Prices are going up in the ratio 6:5. Show that this is an increase of 20%. So let's see how this relates to that. So we are saying to increase something, it's big over small, so we're going to say 6/5. This is what we need to multiply by a certain quantity, but if you do 6/5 nicely, you would find that this would give you a multiplier that is 1.2. So it's like something is being multiplied by 1.2, but if you look at 1.2 here and you remember your percentages very well, this is a multiplier for a 20% increase. All right, this is a multiplier for a 20% increase. So it means you've shown, because 1.2 is a multiplier for, so let's just write that, multiplier for 20% increase. In other terms, we can use this, we can safely say if 5 is equal to 100%, then what is 6 equal to? These are methods that I don't really like using, so we cross multiply there to find 5x equals to 600. All right, so if you divide by 5 here and divide by 5 here, you'd find that you are going to get, x would give you 120%, which means 6 to 5 is an increase of 20%. I don't like this method, but the first one is good because 1.2 is a multiplier for 20%. Then there is this question which says write 10% increase as a ratio. So we know that from the first part, which is A, we know that 6 to 5 is 20%, which means that 5.5 is 0.5 is the one that is 10%. So 5.5 would be an increase of 20%. So if we do this nicely here, we could multiply this this guy here by 10 and that guy by 10 to give us 55 to 50. Then we can reduce this fraction here by dividing it everything by 5, giving us 11 to 10. So this is 10% written as an increase as a ratio, given that we are using 5 to 6. So let me just create space here for just some emphasis. All right, so I'm going to take that off. All right, so we are saying if we are to write a 10% increase as a ratio, we know from this example here that 6 to 5 is 20%, and to move from 5 going to 6, there's just a +1. Okay, so meaning 1 is equivalent to 20%, which implies that 0.5 is 10%. So what we should have, if we are writing it as 10% as an increase, we should add 5 plus 0.5 because of the first question, all right, to give us 5.5. This is the ratio that is going to give us 10% increase. So if we are writing this now as a ratio with respect to the given quantity there, this is going to be 5.5 to 5. Now on ratio, we don't deal with points or decimal numbers. We multiply this guy by 10 and the other side by 10 so that we can move this point and make this 5.5 the whole number, which will now give us 55 to 50. So we can reduce this further by dividing everything by 5, okay, which implies that 55 divided by 5 would give us 11 to 50 divided by 5 gives us 10. So the answer to this part is this one here. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my Facebook page, which is Math Antenna, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is also Math Antenna. Share and like the video, and watch out for the second example on increasing and decreasing using ratio. Thank you. God bless.